Salutations everybody, it is Matty here. I hope all of you are doing fantastic. I promise you, today's video will closely resemble a dog chasing his or her tail in circles, but this topic has nagged at me for too damn long. This is a look at a persistent trend in our industry to return to older titles, touch them up, and release them once more to the public. However, I feel as if nowadays every re-release is trying so hard to separate themselves from the competition that, in a strange turn of events, you see a blatant overlap in branding. It's not the industry's worst problem. Hell, I wouldn't call this a problem at all because the solution is mere research, but perhaps you'll get a kick out of what I'll be rounding up for all of you today. Remember when times were simple on the PS3? You were told an HD collection was inbound for the likes of Jack or Sly Cooper and knew exactly what you were getting, an upgrade in the visuals, packaged with trophies for those older PS2 games. Life was great. But then you have something along the lines of the Mafia trilogy cross your path and things start to change. Mafia's trilogy is comprised of 3 definitive editions. 1 is a remake. 2 is a remaster, and 3 is, well, it's literally the same game except with all of the DLC included. So it really makes you start asking, what is a definitive edition? Well, I started looking around at what other companies would refer to as their said definitive editions. This month we're receiving Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. It's coming out to the Switch and boasts updated graphics, 90 mixed or remastered tracks, and improved quest tracking. Hitman Definitive Edition is comprised of all the content from its first season, plus its Game of the Year content including outfits and the Patient Zero campaign. Suffice to say that Definitive Editions have quickly become the, quote, "Congrats, you waited a year and received the best possible deal on everything we released for this game," end quote. That, or companies do definitive editions to bring relevance to franchises that have lied dormant for far too long, and obviously this would reinvigorate the fan bases and bring them alive once more. Pretty much the reasoning will differ, but it's a quick label to slap on the box to make it attractive once more a couple of years later. But in some ways, it's also the, hey, this is a remaster, or in the case of Mafia 1, it's a remake. It can start to get confusing what exactly your definitive edition is. I guess the best way to sum it up is it's the best possible version of the game. But it wouldn't be a discussion about editions if we didn't hit up our friends at Ubisoft. With the recently revealed Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I am still looking forward to, it has announced a whopping 6 editions for you to purchase. Standard, Gold, Gold Steelbook, Ultimate, which for some reason doesn't include the Steelbook even though it's being called the Ultimate Edition, and Collectors. Oh, and Uplay Plus, because that still actually exists. Now, this is less of an overlap and just so many editions with such minor differences that it's really hard to understand why, for example, the Ultimate doesn't include the Steelbook but everything else. Meanwhile, the Gold Steelbook seems to be the best value. It's just really strange. EA, however, takes the cake. When I saw the FIFA 20 editions, I nearly toppled out of my chair. It begins with a set of pre-order editions, beginning with Pre-order Standard Edition, Champions Edition, Ultimate Edition if it was pre-ordered after August 5th, and an early pre-order Ultimate Edition if it was purchased before August 5th. And all of these come with a variety of content for just pre-ordering. There's no one size fits all here. All of the pre-order content is different. The same set of editions are available after launch too, naturally, but the content for each one has also changed. You get nothing with your standard copy. However, you get 2 less gold packs for your Ultimate team and a seemingly different loan item for your Champions Edition. An Ultimate Edition after launch gives you 4 less packs and does not include the FIFA Ultimate Team ones to watch player item that the pre-order would have normally included. There is also a, get ready for this mouthful, Origin Access Premier Ultimate Edition, and the reward differs here as it tries to reward you for buying into EA's Origin system. They even have post-launch editions. My brain hurts, okay? Enough of this. Hell, even the lovely Persona 5 Royal, which we raved about over on Sacred Symbols Plus, and I made a video here on SideQuest. It is PlayStation's best best reviewed exclusive of the year, has struggled with this even though Atlas has been re-releasing their own products for years under new names such as Catherine Full Body. Persona 3 had a new edition. We had Persona 4 Golden on the Vita. The branding has led to many thinking that this game is just like any other re-release on the market, when this version of the game adds so many quality of life enhancements, gameplay changes, and story adjustments that it truly feels in many ways as a brand new game. While it found success in the West, which I am happy about, Persona 5 Royal sold below Sega's expectations in Japan, the place where Persona is most popular. So I believe this type of re-release trend and the lack of ability to separate yourself is starting to hurt companies where they're putting more time into these style of games. NieR Replicant version many numbers, I'm not gonna say them all, is a sign that a remaster isn't the simple HD update that we touched on in the beginning of the video. While it originally was marketed as such as a remaster, many of the staff have insisted this is not the case, considering it features reworked gameplay to please Automata fans. Platinum Games is involved in this title's development. There are new voice actor performances, and it is entirely voiced across the board. A new ending will be involved. There is brand new music plus re-recorded music, and possible more direct connections to Automata, the sequel of the original NieR. Take a look at what I mentioned for this once marketed as a remaster versus what I stated for Mafia 2. It's night and day. That's why Square Enix and company went with whatever this name actually is. I don't think options for consumers are bad, and I don't think rewarding their patience for said definitive editions are bad either. I think this is all good because maybe you're like me and you're waiting for Fallout 3 to get a fresh coat of paint and nothing more, or you've waited for the Xenoblade Chronicles definitive edition, you've been patient with your Nintendo Switch. I think all of that is well and good. All of this does boil down to consumer research and making sure that you look into the product you want to buy, but I think these companies need to do a better job of separating what exactly every game is. Falling into that trope of definitive edition just has too many definitions now, and that's really thanks to the Mafia trilogy, boasting a remake, remaster, and literally the same game all in one series, but falling under the definitive edition umbrella. I think it's just a dangerous game to play, and overall, naming is key. Anyway, I hope all of you did enjoy me chasing my tail a little bit. Hopefully you got a kick out of this video. I just find the games industry so fascinating at times and wanted to share it with you in this change from our standard PlayStation content. So hopefully you enjoyed. Leave some feedback down below on how this video could have been better, how I can improve, and what you'd like to see me talk about next. I'll be reading it, Colin will be reading it, and I'll talk with all of you soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.